What is going on, guys? TalkNorwichCity here, back for my review of the game we've just lost on penalties. Yes, it was Everton 1, Norwich City 1. It went through to extra time. No goals in extra time. Went to penalties, and Hoolahan and Redmond missed, which means we're out of the Capital One Cup. Don't even care about that cup anyway. No, I think that's a great opportunity, that cup, to really progress on and build confidence. And you know, it's really disappointing to go out on penalties because I didn't think our performance was too bad. Bassong got the opening goal, and then Osman equalised. Osman always seems to score against us, but saying that, Bassong does like a goal against Everton. I can remember that 90th minute equaliser at Goodison Park a few years ago, and I went absolutely wild. But tonight I thought we looked a bit more solid at the back, a bit more creative going forwards. I thought Declan Rudd was really good once again, and Mulumbu with a good solid first debut. Good to see Vadis back. You know, there was lots of positives in that game tonight. And yes, the League Cup isn't massive, but it's disappointing to go out of it. No one would turn down the opportunity to progress into the next round of a cup. You know, I do like cup competitions, and I'm always gutted when we go out with them. Loads of people can say they don't care about it, but at the end of the day, it's a cup competition with big prizes at the end. You know, if there's the opportunity to go into Europe and, you know, trips out to Wembley and stuff, but not to worry. What were the positives? I thought Declan Rudd, as I said, was absolutely magnificent. Kept us in the game on occasions, made a few massive saves. And he really is pushing John Ruddy now, I think. Ruddy hasn't been great this season. I mean, he hasn't been woeful, but certainly hasn't been exceptional. I think Declan Rudd, if he keeps putting in these performances, we might be seeing him in the first team if Ruddy doesn't pick up his game very soon. Shame he couldn't save any in the penalty shootout, but the Everton penalties are all really good, and you know, you can't really blame the keeper when it gets to that. Set pieces, once again, though, absolutely woeful. We had 17 corners tonight, and not one of them even looked like creating a goal-scoring opportunity. Set pieces are massive. They're the opportunities where teams like us, I hate saying that, but teams like us who aren't going to carve out many chances, pretty much have a free cross into the box. At least beat the first man. It's not difficult. Just whip one into the box and see what happens. We can't even beat the first man on occasions. And that's so frustrating because it's such a basic thing to do. Just whip it in the box, see what happens. And, you know, that's 17 free crosses into the box tonight. At least one of them should be going in, you would expect. But to counteract that, I thought we were really good defending them. So, you know, swings and roundabouts. But we've been poor from set pieces all season. You would think that Alex Neil would look at them set pieces, concentrate on them. Because if we get like one of them going in every couple of games, that could be the difference between winning games and not winning games. Huge thing to work on. Wisdom, I thought he looked decent. He hasn't really had the game time to really judge him at Norwich so far, but I think he's been poor when he has had the chance. But I thought he took the opportunity really well tonight. Good to see Whittaker come on, took a nice penalty. I don't know why people still hating on Whittaker. I did used to really dislike the way he performed on the pitch, but I think he's been class under Alex Neil, so just give him a bit of slack. I think Whittaker's been really decent. Grabban, off the pace once again, but what can you expect? He hasn't had the game time. His legs probably ached from that walk home from Rotherham. But, you know, I would have stuck Lafferty on there tonight, but who am I to say? He had a massive opportunity at the end. Yes, it was a good save, but you should really be scoring them. And maybe if he did have consistent game time, he would have put that in the back of the net. Once again, really impressed with Jarvis. Always looks for width and made a few really great crosses. Made the cross for that Grabban chance near the end. Hoolahan looked a bit off the pace again tonight. Missed a penalty. Never keen on Hoolahan taking penalties. I prefer people who just absolutely whack them instead of like trying to place them. You know, I've seen Hoolahan miss a lot of penalties down his time, and you know, really kind of missed the penalty that lost us the game tonight. But not to worry, Hoolahan is a legend. Just been off the pace a bit slightly, and I doubt he'll feature in Saturday's game against Manchester City. I think that's about it, really. You know, we're out of the cup. Bit disappointing. A few positives to take. Massive game coming up at Man City now. Really late night home for the travelling fans. There we go. You know, win some, you lose some, don't you? Penalties is never a good thing to be going into. But the performance was a bit better tonight. An improvement, I guess. Oh well, bit of a disappointing night, but we move on. Thanks for watching, hit subscribe, and yeah, see you later. Peace out.